So guys, this deck, it was done by Courtney Alexander, and she's a painter, sculptor, badass tarot card creator. So she's also really big. I went on her website and saw that she was really big into human rights and those type of things. So I thought that was pretty badass too. This, I believe, I'm not sure guys, don't take my word for it, but I believe this is the first edition. I don't think this is the second one, because she does have a second one coming out. If you would like to purchase her deck, which right now on her site you can get on the actual waiting list or whatever, it's at www.dust, D as in, I'm about to say something, D as in dork, U S as in snake, T as in Tom, the number 2 Onyx.com. You know what guys, I just realized I'll put it in at the bottom link. Okay, so this is a independent project, meaning that she was not backed up by no, major like US game systems, or what is it called, La Scobia, no, this is on her own. There have been a lot of amazing artists who have been creating tarot decks, I would say in the past 4 to 5 years. It seems it's gotten really big, really in the past 2 years. But a lot of independent projects, a lot of people putting their own money into creating their own vision, which I think just the presentation alone is A1. Okay, when I took this out of the actual bag, I was like, this looks like she was not playing. And if you go on her site, she explains that, it is a project that took over a year, and it took a lot of time, a lot of research. So this coming from the ancestors is an absolute blessing. It's badass. Again, some badass shit. I'm just gonna keep it real. It's amazing. Just when you take it out the actual box and you're staring at it, you can tell this is not a cheap project. You can tell she put her heart into the whole thing. Even with the magnet flaps, guys, she's not playing. Every very minute attention to detail. How the stars are all printed on the corners. No, she's not playing. She was not playing. Yes, I see perfection is written all over this, and I love it. Okay, so if you open it up, you'll see that she, of course, has her Dust to Onyx emblem, and then she signed it, which I was like super geeked up. Thank you so much. Then, of course, 666 out of blah, 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 saying how many. And then when you open it up, y'all, I am going to frame this, and I'm going to put this in my bedroom. So I'm about to buy a really goldish bronze type of frame and put it in my room. This is gorgeous, but this is just her greeting card. It's made out of an amazing stock. It ain't that cheap stuff, y'all. It's really made well, and it's just so well made. I'm just impressed. It's like yes, like I literally was sitting by the mailbox waiting on this to come. Like, have y'all seen that meme where they take a chair and they sit right next to the mailbox? Highly anticipated. I think it's one of the most highly I mean, it's amazing. But guys, let me just keep going, y'all. Then you open it up. So you open it up and you are greeted by a hardback, not a soft back, a hardback copy of the book. Okay, I don't want to show everything because I still want you guys, of course, here's the stars, the whole aspect of the universe and how we actually come from the stars into the stars we go. So I see a lot of, it also reminds me of going into another realm or going into another planet or something of that actual sort. This is like a book, y'all. And let me just read what she says. May this work bring you great joy, peace, and transformation. May your deepest wounds be healed and gifts revealed. May your ancestors of goodwill shine bright, guide you towards your purpose, and nurture you towards your best and highest expression. Most of all, may your life be filled with magic, miracles, and love. Aww! So, most definitely a project. You know, I see everything in this. I see her tears, her moments of joy, her moments of frustration. You know, I see everything. I see it all wrapped into this whole project. It really is amazing. And then she has a message given, and then she has invocation. I'm not going through the whole thing. It's so neat and just extremely well organized. I'm just going to go because I don't want to give y'all all of it. And then her picture, her cute self right there. Very well done. Very, very well done. Presentation is on 100. Presentation is on 100. I've seen a lot of, you can tell when a tarot deck was rushed. This was not rushed. You can tell she put her heart, her soul, her pinky toe into this whole thing, okay? Can I get an amen? Really amazingly done. Now we're getting to the actual deck, y'all. This is the part that I'm excited about. Now, this surprised me at first. I was like, oh shit, because I was expecting, you know, like one deck, and you know how it's put in like inside of a thing, but it's actually two decks, and I was like, oh, I can dig it, I can dig it. Excuse me. So y'all, she put them inside of these beautiful, I don't know what you call these sachets, these I was about to say satin sachets, whatever, these see-through black again. But again, texture. One thing I'll say about her cards, everything is textured. Everything has texture. Down to her books, down to everything is textured. This book has texture. Texture. So find attention to a lot of details. And why don't we go over here? Again, I'm not showing all of the cards because I don't want to spoil it for, you know, but when you open it up, it's going to say Dust to Onyx. Again, another introduction to an amazing project. So I'm about to show you guys the first 5 cards, okay? So let's just go. The Shepherd Boy. Which is so funny because I was about to say, oh, it's like Tijan. But imagine the first person who is going to greet you as a young shepherd boy. So that's your first introduction, which is a very good one, I might add. It's good. It's good. One thing I've noticed about her paintings is that I see the light strokes and I see it's very fluid. I don't know how to explain it. It's like going into a whole other realm. It's like you're not here on Earth. You see what I'm saying? You know, she used a lot of the background is black, but the people are black. It's like they mix into the canvas, but then the actual colors help them pop out. So it's like they're mixing, they're actually part of the actual universe. I think that was her concept. I'm not sure, but it feels like they blend in well with the environment that they're actually in, which actually gives me a perception of belonging, being in the right place, being where you belong, being in the realm of your ancestors, or just being in a really a different place that is not necessarily here on Earth, or you know, in this actual country. I love this one. I love this one. It reminds me of a bust or something. Very regal, also very serious, very it's not a joke. It has a very take us seriously, okay? So when you approach these cards, you already kind of have a certain level of like respect. Also, a lot of them are jeweled. A lot of them have like a jewel detail. So here, jewels, jewels, jewels. Diamonds on my neck, diamonds on my grill. Like, it's really nice. And she does keep aspects of Rider-Waite because I'm seeing it there. It's so funny because this is actually one of my favorite images. And it's funny because I see her. I see the actual maker of the actual deck in this. I love how she puts jewels and flowers, and how she, like how a king or a queen, you know, is crowned and is like bestowed upon with, you know, just all of these treasures and gold and diamond and like rubies. It's almost saying you're royalty, you're a queen. And also down here she puts down the actual like description. So she has Queen Mother, and we all know what card that represents in tarot. We have the large breasts, the fullness of the actual body, you know, representing fertility, you know, having things, you know, and things of that sort. Very nice. I'm about to show one more card. I don't want to ruin it. Oh, bitch. I know who this is. Grace Jones, Every Day, All Day, ho. Grace Jones, Every Day, All Day. Yes. That's one of my most favorite 80s singers. I love. This has a psychedelic feel. This is that badass. It's called The Chief. Yes, come through. That is an amazing title. It's called The Chief, which I absolutely love. This card reminds me of those psychedelic like videos where people split in half and show on, you know, each side. Most definitely, Grace Jones has that androgyny where you could call her a chief, you know what I'm saying? But it's in a very there's still a femininity there, but there's that I will whoop your ass there too. Amazing. I love this. I love this. Okay, guys, so like I had said, I didn't want to ruin everything, so I want you guys to still get a surprise. Oh, here, texture again, velvet. The inside of it is velvet, y'all. I just noticed that. Everything is an experience from the time you open it to just everything has minute attention to detail. Okay. So, I don't think I'll be reading with these cards a lot. I think they're pretty much about to stay. I may have to buy another copy, which I am, because I do want the second edition, so I will be copying that real quick. Oh goodness. And then she has this as her cover, and then we go into it. Very indigenous. Very indigenous, not of this earth. Very indigenous type of feeling. It feels like in like voodoo, we always like to say how we go to like Guinea, and this is most definitely has that feeling. As somebody who is a practicing priestess in Haitian voodoo, I see where you pass away, we as people of color, and we go back to not just the universe, but to our actual ancestral realm, to where our people who we can't even name, who we can't even remember, which is a spiritual Africa, a spiritual place where people of color actually like reside, which I feel it. I'm feeling it. Like, that's what I feel, in all honesty. I see what she was doing, and she actually projected it really well. This actually reminds me of like Legba, but it also reminds me of those men in Kenya. And you know, those tall men who like have beautiful teeth and who jump up and down. Like, that's amazing. This is called the Four of Coins. There are also images in this deck where you formulate what you kind of think it is. So it reminds me of those psychological flashcards where you're like, I think I know what this is, or it looks like a dog, it looks like a cat. So I love how she allows your mind to kind of expand, especially in this deck. She's allowing you to, like, smoking some weed and you're tripping. You just go on this trippy ride. Like, it's like, that look like Mount Everest with money pouring out of it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the Five of Coins. This is nice. The Six of Coins. It's kind of like, you know how blessings are coming down, but here's what's crazy about this card. This card is the, like, some of her cards remind me of a optical illusion. So it's like blessings coming from the actual moon, but then if you turn it upside down, it looks like, you know, when you take water, starts bubbling up to the surface. So it can be read in so many. I love it. I see the actual yin and yang, you know, aspect of this. I do. Sun and moon, sun and moon, sun and moon, moon and water. You see what I'm saying? Very well done. This can also represent the card of the actual moon. Even though it's a money card, I see where in tarot you could most definitely use it for the card of the actual moon. Cool. This reminds me, I love this because this reminds me of when you sit down and you're meditating and spirit is actually, you know, within your actual present. Even though it's a transparent energy, it's still the energy of the universe. And she used the black and the onyx and the sparkling dust to onyx. This is a perfect example of dust to onyx. Dust to onyx, just the title alone to me is like a going from one place to another, you know, from dust and death, and then to onyx is when we go back to the actual universe, that beautiful darkness. I think what I love is how she makes darkness so beautiful in this deck. I love this. And if you can see, there's like a, what do you call them? A tank? Is it? It's not called a monkey. It's called something else. It starts with a T. I don't remember. A tank. I don't remember. This is the last one I'm showing you. We are of the actual universe, from the top of our heads to the bottom of our feet. Okay, this actually, I don't know if you guys can see it, but she has braids in her hair and she has money. Actually, you know how we've been braiding our hair and putting beads and all types of stuff? Well, she has it in her hair. Obviously, it is, I already know what it's about to say. It's the Eight of Coins. Money on your mind. But it also reminds me again of, this reminds me, this is me. This reminds me of, I'm trying to see how to say it. It also reminds me of the universal flow of money. The universal flow of money, and of course how money is always on our mind. But this deck has a flow to it. It's not a, oh my God, I need money. It's like the natural flow of money. the universal flow. Money comes easily, blah, 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 that type of thing. And one thing I've noticed in her deck, when she talks about money or when she shows money, it's flowing. Like, we all know how, especially a lot of our ancestors had hardships with money. Within this universe, within death, within your soul going somewhere else, it's the hardships of money are not really shown in here. It's a natural flow, which I really love. So I'm about to put it back in here. Guys, this deck, I have so many decks that I don't even know what to do with them at times. This deck is a 10 when it comes to presentation, when it comes to projecting what she was trying to say. Like, I get it. Some people have a hard time when they're making a tarot deck from scratch all the way to the actual end. They have a hard time with keeping the image monotoned so that people can understand. I get what she's doing, and it's beautifully displayed through the actual universe, how she uses this. Like, you can see where she put her ancestors into it to project. You see what I'm saying? I love it. I absolutely love it. I've heard some people say that there's not a lot of movement in the actual cards. As a tarot card reader, there's plenty of movements in the actual cards. It's the attention to detail. That's what a lot of new tarot card readers normally have a hard time with, is the attention to detail. And if you're just staring at someone's face, imagine someone staring back at you. So imagine staring at this and the eyes are staring back at you. It's telling you a lot. So as a tarot card reader, it's going to test your patience, because you do have to sit there and stare at it and get what it's trying to tell you. It's not handed to you as if in Rider-Waite, where, okay, this is about money or this is about da 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 da. This takes you on a deeper journey. This deck makes you look deeper into yourself, which a lot of us don't like to do. This deck, it kind of reminds me of like certain tarot decks that deal with a lot of deeper issues. So this deck takes you on a journey. If you're not ready to take it, don't take it. I noticed certain people would have a hard time because of how the images are projected. But what you're supposed to do, this is just my opinion, you have to take time with each deck. So this is not a normal reading deck where you just fly through the cards. This is a deck where you experience each and every single card is telling you something big. So when I use this deck, which will probably be rarely because to me it's very special, it's taking you on a deeper aspect, a deeper journey of yourself. So you don't need 20 cards spread out with this deck. You really don't. You can probably get all of the answers to your questions in like 5 cards, which for a experienced tarot card reader. But then I don't know how your spirits read, and I don't know how they work. So you may only need 1 card, you know, or you may need all 20. It's okay. But for me, I was seeing that the images have a stillness, but then they have a flow. It's very indigenous, but at the same time, everyone can identify with the like universe. All right, y'all. Girl, Courtney Alexander, light and progress for your spirit. May God bless you on this journey called life. May your ancestors pave the way for you, and may many more projects, which I will be buying and first in line to buy, come through you, my sister. This was an amazing deck. I think one of the best decks to come out this year, one of the best indie decks, one of the best. Okay, And I'm not saying it just to say it. I'm saying it because this slapped you in your face. Okay? It slapped you when you didn't even expect it. You got an automatic pimp slap. Okay? I saw when you see it online, it's not the same. But when you see it in person, it's amazing. It's an amazing project. I love how she took the moon and the stars in the sky and she put melanated people into it. Even if you don't think it's really melanated people, star people, whatever you want to call it, to me it represents, it represents the aspect of voodoo where you die and you go to Guinea, you go back to the spiritual Africa, and which is in a whole other dimension, and I love it. Okay guys, thank you for watching 3 Hoodoo Sisters, and have a great day.